Good morning. It is day 3 and we are setting out on an excursion to head to the Frida Kahlo Museum, as well as we are heading to the Xochimilco, I can't even say it correctly, floating canals, floating gardens for a day tour. And this tour is sponsored by Aviator and the tour operator is Amigo Tours. So we are here at the meetup location, which is Miga Cafe, and then it's about a 45-minute ride. It looks like they have a bus, so we'll be hopping on that bus for a 45-minute ride. It's a shared tour to see what the canals are like, and of course to check out the Frida Kahlo Museum. Alrighty, let's get into the day. We've loaded the bus in rainy Mexico City, thinking that we just had a cute little 2-hour tour. But what we quickly learned was this was a full day tour that somehow Aviator condensed us with 2 groups, and we were in for more than we bargained for. If you are ever visiting Mexico or other places, Santander is a reputable ATM to get money from. Okay, so our first stop was a silver museum. We thought we just paid for, we did just pay for, we thought it was just gonna be the canals, and this tour actually has 4 stops. So be mindful of Aviator. If they don't have enough people, they're gonna just make a tour, or at least this one that we booked, they'll just make a tour that works for the whole bus. So, because a couple people were like, we didn't think it was gonna be all day event. But anyway, the first stop was a silver carving place, which was cool to see. I'm not a big silver fan. I'm also worried it might be tarnished, but cute stuff. It seems like that's your jam. We're here for 30 minutes before heading to our next stop. Buenos dias. Like many other places, this bus stop included a bit of a tourist trap with the silver shop. However, it was cool to see the demonstrations, and usually these tours take about 20 minutes, and the people that you visit get a commission, so it helps the local economy, but sometimes it can be frustrating if you were not anticipating making this stop.
Vamos a comenzar. Hagan video o llévenselo en su mente.
The gentleman doing the demonstration was said to be one of the more famous silver carvers in Mexico City.
Con la única finalidad de que ustedes vean que sí somos plateros, somos joyeros, orfebres.
After watching the carving demonstration, I decided to go outside and wait on the sidewalk, and you can see a lot of buses were coming for this similar presentation. After the presentation, it was time to walk back to the bus and head to the next stop. So you have to be careful where you're walking, because they do not clean up after the dogs. So I would definitely recommend, I wore the wrong shoes. I would definitely recommend wearing closed-toe shoes, like see. Just be mindful of that and that. Don't want to accidentally step in the wrong thing. So yeah, I definitely would have wore closed-toe shoes, but live and learn. The next stop on the tour was a visit to Coyoacán. Coyoacán was known to be the place where many notable figures in Mexico City, like Frida Kahlo, made their homes.
If you don't have access to this museum, that means you get extra free time in Coyoacán. That way you can enjoy better. This is the main area with the park, the fountain back in there. Lots of bars, lots of restaurants, ice cream, Mexican snacks.
Alrighty, so after the silver place, we rode for about 40 minutes in traffic to Coyoacán, which is the neighborhood of Frida Kahlo, I think I'm saying that right, and other well-known Mexicans. It's a very cute, walkable neighborhood. And then we'll be going inside the museum. At this point in the tour, we had the option to either walk around on our own or to follow the guide inside the church. I decided to follow the guide inside the church because I really love history and old churches personally. Like many other historical churches, this one had passages of the Bible as decorations or paintings on the ceiling, and then, of course, ornate finishes. Those bring back memories. So like many other historical places, the church is usually the center of things, and we were able to go inside and see a variety of the historical moments. Okay, we gotta... Thank you. Okay, we successfully crossed the street. So now we had a quick lunch after the church and are heading to the Frida Kahlo Museum. Oh, I see his hat. Is this a ceremony of some sort? Is there a puppet? Oh, it's about to rain again. Said, I'll tell you where to go. After a very quick lunch and a walk, we met up with the group to head to the Frida Kahlo Museum. The guide here is explaining to us that it is rainy season, and fun fact, I actually almost canceled this trip because there were threats of a severe drought in Mexico City. However, it looks like by today, the rain definitely made up for it. We are walking to the Frida Kahlo Museum. It's about 4 blocks away from the church. It's a pretty easy walk. The pavement is a little better now. There are a variety of vendors around the museum where you can get some take-home souvenirs. After a short wait, it was time to enter the museum. This tour came with a pre-purchase ticket, so we did not have to wait in the queue to buy tickets. Once inside of the grounds, the most popular area to go into is inside the home to take a tour of the variety of living spaces. This is the most crowded section, but throughout the grounds there are places that you can view art, her clothes, and other items of interest in a little more calm fashion. So the Frida Kahlo house looks just like the Yves Saint Laurent gardens in Morocco. It's kind of interesting how some of the architecture translates between places. So we're gonna keep meandering around here for a bit, see what kind of merch they might have, and then it's back to the bus, onward to our next stop. Okay, now we are at the University of Mexico, which is a World Heritage Site. We were not expecting to stop here, but it was cool because we got to see some great markers and a lot of art. This is been told this is the most important university in the country. This stadium is known for the 1968 Olympic protests where we saw the Black Power salute from the podium. It happened right here. After touring a few more iconic buildings, it was time to head back to the bus, and they had a lunch situated for us. However, being scared of Montezuma's revenge, we kind of just sat and enjoyed a plate of fries and a drink and passed on the meal. after about 3 hours and 3 different stops, it was time to finally see the attraction that I was looking forward to most. And honestly, I thought this is all we were supposed to see today. However, we finally arrived to Xochimilco canals. Okay. Cool. The canals at Xochimilco feature these wonderful, colorful wooden boats that you can rent out for a few hours and celebrate or just take on the waters. You have drinks, food, and it's just a festive time. The downside of this tour is we only had about 30 or 40 minutes to enjoy, but we made the most of it. I want a margarita too. Margarita.
Pretty much this is what it's about. It's a place to celebrate.
We can do this, yeah!
It's a place to drink. Just don't go in the water. So just let her know what you need.
I also think I want a
And
margarita.
end of the tour, when we go back to the pier, you just let her know, I had this, I had.
One of my favorite parts of the tour was that you can hire a mariachi band for 250 pesos per song. We paid for about 3 songs and they were a blast, as well as beautiful singers.
Quisiera tener la dicha que el gallo tiene, de tener muchas pollitas y a ninguna la mantiene. Ay, no me duele. Eso, vuelta,
If you have any questions about how to duplicate this itinerary or book travel, email me at cwc@gmail.com. More than happy to help. The Xochimilco region or area is known for its floral commerce, so there are a variety of little stops where you can buy flowers. One of the things I was hell-bent on doing is getting me a floral crown. I'm not sure the actual name. If you know the name of it, put in the chat. So here's me in my crown talking about the vibes, but my mic wasn't working. And of course, it would not be a proper tour in Mexico if you didn't throw back a tequila shot or 3.
Oatmeal pumpkin.
This looks not good.
I'm scared. Oh, this does not smell like the last one.
The last one was...
No, todo bien. ¿Tú quieres más pulque?
All right, here we go. What are we cheering to?
Un vasito.
A great trip with new friends and Mexico City.
Someone tell me how bad it
It's a little smoky.
When did we go to Teotihuacan? Yesterday or 2 days ago?
That was harsh.
2 days ago,
I
right?
don't think I want the rest of
Because I
it.
was in Teotihuacan yesterday too.
No, it's definitely a mess. Oh, you gotta do one tequila shot in Mexico. Just one.
The canals were a blast, and it felt like it was over just as soon as it got started. I would totally go back and do this again in Mexico City. Okay, all right, let's review the day. So it was a full day tour. We signed up for half a day.
3-hour tour.
What'd you
Turned
think?
it to Gilligan's Island.
What did you think, Sharice?
As someone who watched Gilligan's Island from Martin, eventually the fun happened. It was a good time. The
last
end
part.
was perfection.
Yes.
Loved it.
If I were you all, I would just hire a car and go to Frida Kahlo, pre-book your tickets, and I would come straight here and probably do like maybe a 2-hour tour on Chipotle.
Bring a Bluetooth speaker to make it live.
If you don't have a Bluetooth speaker, though, you can rent a Bluetooth for a big speaker for $20 an hour. So you can do 2 hours, $40, buy stuff. So I would just do those two things. We weren't expecting this tour. A lot of people weren't expecting this tour to have extra, to make sure the bus didn't leave us. Making sure that we weren't expecting this tour to have all these extra things, but I think they consolidated. I would be letting Viator know that we weren't expecting this, but it was good to see some things, but I could have just did 2 things. So anything else you want to say, Sharice?
No, agree.
All right, we're going back to Mexico City, baby. I concluded the evening with a quiet solo dinner at Tapan Grill, which was the hibachi restaurant inside of the Hyatt Regency, Mexico City, where we stayed. This is Sia with C. Thanks for traveling with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video where we take on a Mexican street taco cooking class.